So good afternoon students. Okay, so today we are going to see about a very interesting topic. You all know who prepares food for you in your family, right? Who prepares? Your mother only prepares, right? So you all know how animals will eat their food. They will move around and they will either eat plants or eat other animals for their food. Have you ever thought how plants are taking their food? You know that plants are living beings. How they are taking their food? Have you ever thought? So now we are going to see about that and how the plants are preparing food and the structure of the leaf. Okay, the leaf is the very important part of the plant. Okay, this leaf, as we all have many parts in our body, a plant also has many parts. But the important part in that is the leaf. Leaf is the only thing which prepares food for the entire plant. As in your home, your mother only is preparing food for you people, right? You are all one family, but your mother is preparing food, right? A plant has many parts in it, but the only part which is preparing food for the entire plant is called the leaf. So since the leaf is preparing food, obviously in your home also where you will prepare the food, you will be preparing the food in the kitchen only, right? So since leaf is preparing the food, leaf is called as the kitchen of the plant or food factory of the plant. So, since leaf is preparing the food, it is called as what? Kitchen of the plant or food factory of the plant. So, you all know photosynthesis is a process of preparation of food in the plants. And we just studied that leaf is the major part which is preparing food for the entire plant. So, leaf is very important part of the plant. As every part has its own function, every part does its own function for the preparation of the food. As we saw, the roots will absorb the water and minerals, the stem will transport the water and minerals, and all the things will be reaching the leaf to prepare the food. Okay, so to prepare the food, the leaf also needs the sunlight and carbon dioxide gas. All these things are happening in the leaf. So now we are going to see the structure of the leaf in detail, how the leaf is being structured and what are the parts present in the leaf. So we will be knowing that how the water and minerals are being transported and how the gas exchange are taking place in the leaf by studying the structure of the leaf. So let us go into the structure of the leaf in detail. Okay, I hope you can see the picture now, the structure of the leaf. Yes? Okay. So leaf is a flat part. See, when you touch a leaf, it will be flat part. It will be soft and dark in color on the upper side, and it will be rough and light in color on the lower side. So the flat part of the leaf is called as lamina, or they will also called as leaf blade. Okay, so the flat part which is dark and soft in color and which is rough and light in color at the back. Okay, the leaf blade is the lamina. Next, the leaf is attached to the stem with the structure called a long thin stalk. You can see a long thin stalk. This is called as petiole. Why it should be attached? The stem is only transporting all the nutrients. Okay, so the leaf should be attached to the stem so that the nutrients also will be passing to the leaf. So from the stem, the nutrients is passing to the leaf through the part called the petiole. From the petiole arises a long mid line. Goes in the middle of the leaf, that is called as midrib. From the name itself you can understand it is in the middle. So it helps in the supply of the water and nutrients to the whole part of the leaf. From the midrib you have small thin tube-like structures which transports the water and minerals further to the entire structure of the leaf. That is called as veins. Okay. So the entire leaf blade is called as leaf blade or leaf lamina. The stem is attached to the leaf with a long thin stalk called as petiole. From the petiole, a long line which is crossing over in the middle of the leaf, which is called as midrib. which helps in the transportation of the water and minerals from the stem to the leaf, and from the midrib there are many branches called as veins, which are thin tube-like structures and supply water and minerals to the entire part of the leaf. In some leaf it has a tip, it is called as the apex of the leaf. So this is the structure of the leaf, and in the leaf, most of the leaf are in green in color because of the presence of the chlorophyll. Okay, so chlorophyll is present to keep the plants in green in color. Chlorophyll only which will help in trapping the sunlight, which is very essential in the process of preparing food. This is the upper part. In the lower part of the leaf, you have a small structure called as stomata. Okay, a small structure called as stomata. These stomata are tiny openings present in the leaf, which will help in the gaseous exchange. As we already know that leaf needs carbon dioxide for the preparation of the food. After preparing the food, the leaf have to give out oxygen. This happens with the help of a tiny opening present under the leaf, which is called as stomata. Okay, this stomata, or the tiny openings present under the leaf, which will help in the gaseous exchange. Fine, thank you. Okay, so till now I hope you are all clear with the structure of the leaf. To make you more understand in a better way, we are going to see a video showing you the structure of the leaf. Okay, so I'll be just playing the video for you. Just listen to it and you can understand it more better. For a better understanding, I'm just playing the video for you. Okay.
Structure of a leaf. In this module, you will learn about the structure of a leaf. Sid is busy doing his school project. His sister, Alicia, has just joined him. Let us go and see what the project is all about. Wow! So many leaves of different shapes and sizes. Why have you collected all these leaves? I have collected these for my school project. Can I watch the project, please? Of course you can. Look carefully. You can see that leaves have different shapes and sizes. Some trees, like the peepal tree, have large leaves, while others, like the rose plant, have small leaves. Even though leaves look different, they have a common structure. Let us study about it. A leaf is made up of different parts. These are the leaf blade, petiole, midrib, veins, and stomata. Let us learn about each of them one by one. The flat and broad part of the leaf is called the leaf blade. The leaf blade is attached to the stem of the plant through a tiny stalk called the petiole. The petiole takes the water from the stem to the leaf blade. A thick line runs the center of a leaf towards its tip. This is the central vein, also known as the midrib. There are numerous tiny lines that run throughout the leaf. They are called veins. All these veins, along with the midrib, provide shape and support to a leaf. They also carry water to the different parts of a leaf. A number of tiny openings are present on the surface of a leaf. These tiny openings are called stomata. They help a leaf to exchange gases. They take carbon dioxide gas from the air and release oxygen. Let's recap. A leaf is made up of different parts that include the leaf blade, petiole, midrib, veins, and stomata. The leaf blade is the flat and broad part of a leaf. The midrib is the thick line running through the center of a leaf. Veins are the tiny lines running throughout a leaf. The petiole is the stalk that connects the leaf blade of a leaf with the stem. Stomata are the tiny openings present on a leaf.
Hope you all All clear with the video now. So we all studied till now the structure of the leaf. Okay. So as you all saw in the video, like leaves are of different sizes, different shape. Yes, we see the leaves in different colors also, but the leaves all will have a common structure. That common structure is the lamina, veins, midrib and petiole. Okay. So this is about the structure of the leaf. So you can also practice the structure of the leaf in your home also. Suppose if you have any fallen leaf in your home, don't go and pluck any leaf from your garden or anything like that. If you have any fallen leaf, you can just keep the fallen leaf under a paper and trace out with a pencil. You'll be getting traces like this. Okay, you'll be getting traces like this. These traces will show the actual skeleton of the leaves. You can see, right, the midrib, side veins and all. So you can do this activity in your home and you can see the structure of the leaf. So just keep a dried leaf under a paper and you can sketch it out with a pencil. You will be getting a skeleton like this. So it will be easy for you to better understand when you do it on your own. So that will be showing the midrib and side veins and all, what and all we saw in this video and what all I explained. It will be more perfect for you to understand. Clear all of you children. So we studied about the structure of the leaf, how the structure of the leaf is helping its function to do. The leaf has a petiole. The petiole is attaching the leaf to the stem and it has a midrib, veins and the leaf. The flat structure of the leaf is called as lamina. Some of the leaf will have the tip which is called as the apex. Fine. So you all know the process of photosynthesis also. So I told that the leaves have a green color substance called chlorophyll to perform the photosynthesis, because this green color substance only will absorb the sunlight, will trap the sunlight and it will help in the process of making the food. My question or my home task for you today is, go and find out. I told like the green leaves are the kitchen of the plant because it has all the required structure in it. Does any other part of the plant has chlorophyll in it? If it has, does the other part also perform photosynthesis, that is a process of making food? This is your home task for today. Just go and find out and see, does any other part other than the leaf, any other part of the plant other than the leaf has chlorophyll in it? If it has, does it also perform the photosynthesis, that is the process of making food? So just find out and come, and we'll be having a discussion on this on our next online session. So to have a recap, I'll just give a summary of the thing. So till now we saw the photosynthesis, the process of making food in a plant. And now in this offline session, we were seeing the structure of the leaf in detail. So structure of the leaf is very, very important. The stem is attaching to the leaf the long thin stalk called petiole, and a long line which is running across the leaf is called midrib. Veins, these and all will supplies water and minerals to the whole part of the leaf, and the flat structure of the leaf is called as the lamina or leaf blade, and under the leaf you have small openings called as the stomata, which help in the gaseous exchange, that is it takes in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen during the process of making food. You can also do this homework of tracing out the leaf structure and find out, other than the leaf, any other part of the plant has chlorophyll in it. If it has, does it perform the process of photosynthesis? Hope you all understood the session, and just have a recap of the session, and we'll be discussing on this on our online session too. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.